Dear fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, 16 years ago, I would not have been able to stand here giving a speech to you, not only because I was physically not in the United States, but also because if I had opened my mouth, something like this would have came out. Ah, 我在哪里啊？这个是什么地方? So I wanted to share with you 3 stories that shaped me into the person that I am today. The first story is about how I learned English. The second story is about how I was able to land my first job with no experience. And the third story is about how I started my current business. So in 2000, I took a 13-hour flight from Shanghai, China, which is one of the biggest cities in the world, to Palm Springs, California, home of 120-degree heat. So this is great for me. And I remember being in a school of 300 people, and I was the only immigrant. And there were no ESL programs, so I was held back a grade. So this took a huge hit to my self-esteem because in China, I would just watch cartoons and give 0 effort to my schoolwork and still get 90% plus on my tests. And here, I would be given a book. I would read it front to cover 3 times, and I had no idea what the whole book was about. So I decided that I was going to learn English no matter what, and I made a lot of sacrifices. I stayed home on weekends where my other peers would be at the mall watching movies. I was just ready to learn English or die, basically. So that paid off. I was able to skip a grade, remaining where I was supposed to be. I went on to all honors classes in middle school, and I graduated in the top 4% in my high school, and I went on to UC Berkeley. So the second story I want to share with you is after my graduation, because the lesson really came and hit me when I graduated in 2012. It was a month after graduation, and I was sitting on the floor of my Berkeley apartment wondering what the hell happened because I had 0 job offers. This was not a very fun time for me. I realized that I had no internships in all 4 years of my college career because I was working to save up money for tuition. And I basically graduated with a worthless degree in urban studies. Now, why did I pick it? I had to pick something to graduate. So I realized that I didn't have skills, but I could make up for it with a lot of guts. So I emailed 100 CEOs around the Bay Area. I got 90 rejections. That didn't matter to me because I got 10 interviews. And one of the interviews was from a CEO who was traveling in the Black Forest in Germany, but he decided to do a Skype call with me. I didn't think I did so well in the Skype call because I messed up on one question, but he not only gave me a position, but created a business analyst job for me. So that taught me that even if you have no skills, if you have a lot of guts and have a lot of heart to go after what you want, most of the time you'll get it. Now the last story I want to share with you is on how I was able to launch a career coaching business. Now, I happen to be really good at getting jobs, but I was terrible at keeping them. So throughout that year, I was fired as a business analyst. I went through about 7 different jobs, and the last straw came when I was fired as a sushi waitress on my first day. So you have to be pretty bad to be fired on your first day. And I remember December 2013, sitting in my car in the parking lot, like my life flashing before my eyes, thinking, what happened? I was highly educated, I knew how to get a job, but I was just a terrible employee. And you may see that a lot of business owners tend to be really crappy employees, so I started thinking about what did I want to do with my life? And I started thinking about all the dreams that I had, and they all revolved around starting a business of some kind. But the sad thing was that throughout the 23 years of my life at that time, I never gave starting a business a serious shot. So I thought, well, okay, I'm at the lowest point in my life. I have nothing to lose. I've moved back to my mom's place. Let's just give this crazy business idea a shot. So on New Year's Eve of 2014, I actually made the resolution happen. So I said to myself, I'm going to survive 1 year in business no matter what. If I fail, just 1 year of my life. If I make it happen, I would actually be living my dream. So that year, I did everything. I sold clothes and books and electronics on eBay. I started an Etsy store selling my artwork. I was doing websites for other people, and I was teaching Chinese. So basically everything. And the one thing that truly hit was when I finally started teaching TOEFL to foreign pharmacists who were looking to get a 26 plus on speaking. And during that process, I helped one of my clients land a job while he was unemployed for a year, and he was able to get a job within 2 weeks at CVS because I helped him edit his resume and I helped coach him on interviews. So that kind of got a light bulb went in my head because I realized, we as immigrants, why do we come here? We don't come here just to learn English, even though it's very important, but it's a vehicle to the end. So if I can just get them to the end, why don't I just help people find jobs? So that has evolved to the business that I have today. It's called The Successful Immigrant. I've helped coach people get 115,000 a year developer jobs. I've helped PhDs land GIS analyst jobs at government positions. I've helped people transition from social media professionals to UX designers, and I've helped accounting students get jobs as tax associates. So I'm very proud of what I do, but I always remember 16 years ago as a little kid who didn't know how to speak English. I was really glad that I gave myself and my dreams a chance. But it wasn't easy, it took a lot of sacrifice, but it was absolutely worth it. So if you have a dream, remember that just because you have one doesn't mean that it's gonna happen. You actually have to work hard to make it so. So thank you so much, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you so much.